But I think what Lamar ultimately did was I think he followed the game plan, and you question yourself and you question Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, as far as why they didn't stick to what got them there, and what got them in, the number one seed, the bye week, beating who did they play the first week? I forget who they played the first week. The Texans, in the fashion that they did. And I'm not saying the Chiefs were the Texans, but if they followed that same game plan, I think the outcome could have been similar, if not similar, definitely a win. And when I say the game plan, or what I thought they should have done, is ran the ball more. That's who they are. I mean,
Mhm.
not who they are. That's who they used to be. But they are capable of being a strong running team with Edwards, with Allen, obviously with Lamar there as well. I think Todd Monken wanted to put it on Lamar's in Lamar's hands and have him win it with his arm. But I think if they just went back to be who they were throughout the season, the outcome would have been totally different because the defense held up for the most part. But that defense was just too on the field too long, in my opinion. So I'm not going to put it on Lamar by any stretch of the imagination, and Lamar's not going to put it on, or Lamar's going to put it on him. But I think Todd Monken had a lot to do with this, Jay. To be honest with you, I think the game plan. I get it. They devised the game plan. Maybe it was an element of surprise in their minds. I don't know. Maybe everyone expected them to run, and they just went, against the grain, if you will, and tried to surprise them with throwing the ball. And one of the strengths of Kansas City's defense is their secondary.
Yeah,
Surprisingly,
absolutely. Yep.
they have a surprisingly good secondary. And as good as they've been, meaning the Baltimore, I don't really think they have receivers like that. Mark Andrews didn't. I mean, he didn't play. He played, but wasn't the Mark Andrews that we used to seeing. We saw Zay Flowers. I mean, yeah, he's a young up and coming player. Odell Beckham is not the Odell Beckham that we've used to seeing. So I think that Todd Monken kind of messed up there with the game plan, and didn't make any type of adjustments throughout that game either. So that's why I think that the Ravens kind of dropped the ball, if you will, no pun intended.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. I thought the game plan was bad. Like I don't know why you would. I think they dropped back 82% of the time.
Yeah,
That just seems
yeah,
kind of ridiculous when you think
seriously.
about it. Not even just for Lamar, but for any quarterback. Like,
Yeah,
why are you going to be that one-sided? So
yeah,
I definitely think that was a mistake. I also felt like though there were some times where Lamar had some opportunities that he missed on. Maybe just some routine stuff too, like some of those throws out into the flat.
yeah.
Just some of the precision where if you place the ball and the receiver can catch it on the move versus
Mhm.
having to try to stop or turn around to catch it.
Yeah,
Some of those little things, I felt like he was a little bit off in some of those areas.
yeah,
And then obviously the interception late. I was a bad decision,
yeah,
bad
yeah.
pass, whatever you
I
want
don't
to
know what he
call
was
it.
looking at
I
there.
thought that was absolutely
Yeah,
awful. So when I assess his play, like specifically, I didn't think he was terrible. Like a lot of
no,
people were saying he was awful. He just played a horrible game.
no,
I didn't think he played a terrible game. I just thought he wasn't as dynamic as maybe
right,
what we're accustomed to seeing. But I didn't think he was the reason they lost by any stretch of the imagination because
right.
even when you look at it, K Walk, as bad as they played and the penalties and all that kind of stuff, in the fourth quarter, they still had a
Yep.
chance to win. Like if they could
Yes.
have just put something together, like they
Right.
still had a chance to win. So to me, the Ravens actually felt like the better team. But the Chiefs, obviously, you can't make a bunch of mistakes against them because they're going to capitalize on it. If
Exactly.
you had to grade Lamar's play, K Wall, old school report card, kind of where would you put him for his performance on Sunday?
Yeah, Jay. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was good either. So I guess you got to go right in the middle. You got to go with that C minus. You go C minus there, man, because of the fact of the matter is, that interception that he threw. I don't know where he was looking at. I don't even
Yeah,
know how he saw the receiver. I mean,
yeah,
because all that red and white was there. I don't know how
yep.
he saw that receiver, but nonetheless, yeah, that was questionable. And some of the misthrows he made, obviously, and some of the decision makings that he made. So again, to piggyback off of what you said, he wasn't terrible. Or to echo what you said, he wasn't terrible, but obviously he wasn't great either. So I'll give him a C minus. I'll give him enough, to he don't have to repeat the course, if you will, the
Yeah,
class.
yeah, yeah. That's about where I'm at too. I was thinking like he was a C. Like that's
Hmm.
kind of how he played. And obviously in the championship game, that's not going to be good enough, especially
Right,
when you got Mahomes on the other side. But
right,
I didn't think he was terrible, right? I
yeah,
didn't think he was as bad as the national media
yeah,
was
that was.
making it out to be.